Now at 6, 2 Vancouver police officers are on critical incident leave after they shot and killed a man after a disturbance call. We'll walk you through what happened and caught on camera. 4 people smashing into a southeast Portland smoke shop and making off with tens of thousands of dollars in merchandise. How House of Pipes is responding to its 14th robbery of the year coming up later at 6:30. Plus, some warming shelters have opened up in Southwest Washington. We have details on which ones are open and how long they'll stay open ahead as your news at sunrise starts right now. Good morning and thank you for joining us on your Monday here. I'm China Green. It's just me and Rod Hill for you today. It's just me and you, Ken.
Hey, good morning to you. On the heels of that warming shelter story, understand that the overall air mass that we're under is actually quite warm. The freezing level is going to go up to 8,000 feet today. But it's that time of the year that when you're dry and you have any twinkling stars at night, you get down to freezing. And that's what's happening this morning. That will happen again tonight, and that will happen again potentially every morning through Wednesday. So we do have some cold, frosty mornings ahead of us. Cloudiness over our state. The clouds are broken. Most areas report partly cloudy skies, good visibility. The springs at the waterfront in Vancouver, live camera along the Columbia. Temperature outside 30 degrees. There you go. Cold, calm winds, frosty conditions. Other temperatures. Not everybody's freezing, but most of us are at least in the 30s. It's 31 up in Scappoose, but it's 37 in Westland and 37 in Oregon City this morning. Salem so far, McNary Field holding at 35, and that matches Silverton and Albany. Forecast numbers for today. The chilly start with frosty spots around. So far, not really seeing any fog. 43 at noon. Looks like we'll get up into the mid-40s for a high early this afternoon. Here's China.
Thank you, Rod. All right, we're checking in on the roads right now. Sunrise photographer Eric Patterson behind the wheel of Drive 8 in Northwest Portland, checking out what it looks like over there. Not much going on over there. So far this morning, we're not seeing any major backups or incidents. So green as go on this early Monday morning. All right, we do have breaking news in downtown Portland we need to get to, where police say a man was killed and another injured in a shooting last night. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz is live this morning in downtown Portland. Thomas, what more do we know here?
Yeah, well, China, police have now left the scene in the past few minutes here, taking down the police tape and basically reopening Ankeny Alley, which was closed here. And the latest information from police is that they still have not made an arrest in this case. This all started around 11:45 last night when police say they responded to Southwest Ankeny Street, where they found 2 victims. One man had died. We don't yet know his name. A second man had serious injuries and has been taken to a local hospital for treatment. And during the investigation, again, Ankeny Alley was closed here. For people, just to frame a reference, that's right next to Voodoo Donuts here in downtown Portland, about a street away from Burnside. Portland police also say anybody with any information about what may have happened here, what led up to the shooting, should get in contact with Portland police. Jenna.
All right, Thomas Schultz reporting live from downtown Portland. Thank you, Thomas. Meantime, investigations are underway after 2 Vancouver police officers shot and killed a man Saturday night after a disturbance call. Police say officers responded to a report of a man outside a home on Northeast 46th Street, pointing a gun at a woman inside. When officers arrived, police say the man with the gun confronted them, leading 2 officers to fire their weapons. Hitting the man, he was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. We spoke to his neighbor.
At first I thought maybe it was fireworks because it's getting close to the New Year's, and but then when my daughter woke up and she called 911 and she said she heard a lady screaming. Pretty shocking for this neighborhood. It's not, I've never really seen anything like this before here.
The 2 officers who fired their weapon and a third who witnessed the shooting have been placed on critical incident leave, which is standard protocol. A homicide investigation is ongoing after a person was found dead in a car outside a Hillsboro home. Officers were called around 2:45 Saturday afternoon to a home near Southeast 18th Avenue off TV Highway. That's where they found the body of a person in a car. Nearly 2 hours later, police arrested the suspect during a traffic stop nearby. Hillsboro police are asking for witnesses to reach out. Well, days after a Christmas Day fire damaged Reformation Covenant Church in Oregon City, parishioners gathered at Trinity Lutheran Church. No one was hurt, but the fire caused major roof and interior damage. The pastor said holding service at Trinity felt like home.
You know, we had several churches in Oregon City reaching out almost immediately, even on Christmas Day. So we've been overwhelmed with gratitude from our brothers and sisters in the area. And it just so happened that the same church that we bought our building from, 25 years ago was one of the first ones to reach out.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. 3 suspects have been charged in a string of retail thefts at Ulta beauty stores in Multnomah County, with court records saying tens of thousands of dollars in merchandise was stolen. Jay Colton has the details.
A months-long crime spree comes to an end for 3 suspects. 29-year-old Ollie Brumfield, 39-year-old Christina Stern, and 41-year-old Marissa Aguilera all arrested last week for what authorities say is a long string of thefts at Ulta beauty stores.
With the help of detectives and our community safety specialists, this team made a great case and was able to identify 3 suspects that did approximately $25,000 worth of theft between July and December.
The team reviewed Ulta's online theft reporting system and security camera footage, as well as loss prevention reports. In each incident, the assigned officer reports that the suspects entered the store, select merchandise, conceal the merchandise, and exit the store, ignoring alarms. The report shows they commonly used bags to hide the goods, but in one case even used a stroller. Officer Jerem Swayze with the Gresham Police Department says these incidents would fall under organized theft.
There's a lot of one-offs where you have people coming in and stealing from stores, and then you do have cases where there's repeated offenders, and they oftentimes hit in the whole region.
The 19 Ulta thefts occurred across 3 stores in the Portland metro, the most at the Gresham location, which was hit at least 10 times. The Cascade Station location and the Jansen Beach location also hit. A total of nearly $27,000 worth of merchandise stolen.
They'll make a job of it, basically going around the whole Portland metro area, hitting all the particular stores.
Brumfield and Stern have each been charged with organized retail theft, theft in the first degree, and aggravated theft in the first degree. Aguilera has been charged with organized retail theft and aggravated theft in the first degree. Swayze adds that Multnomah County's new organized retail theft task force adds another layer of protection to some businesses.
We do retail theft missions where we are proactively waiting for theft to occur. And in those cases, we're in the real-time information center getting ready, prepared with officers in place and ready to take care of and reduce the theft by taking these suspects immediately into custody.
Jake Holter, KGW News.
In response to the drop in temperatures, several local governments have opened warming shelters. So in Clark County, the Council for the Homeless has opened its overnight warming center for tonight. It will be available at Living Hope Church in Vancouver. There will also be a daytime warming center at St. Paul's Lutheran Church running from Monday through Wednesday. City of Vancouver, Longview, and Clackamas County also had overnight shelters open last night. We'll keep you updated if more shelters open up for tonight and later this week. Headed over to Rod Hill, something I've learned is that when the sky is more clear, it becomes more cold.
This time of the year, absolutely. You don't need a cold air mass to allow the temperatures to really drop. It's also important to note, speaking of those warming shelters open, we're down around freezing. Nothing unusual about that. Not really considered severe cold unless you stop and realize we've only hit freezing out at PDX one morning this entire month. That was earlier in the month. We dropped down to 31 degrees. So my point is, being climatized to the weather you're experiencing is a big deal. And we go all these weeks with no freezing temperatures, and all of a sudden it is. That makes the cold that much more difficult to handle, if you will. We also have a wind chill producing a bite to the air out in East Multnomah County. There's the east wind gusting out Troutdale to 32 miles per hour. You get away from the gorge, and winds are generally being reported as light. So far this morning, not seeing reports of fog, but we are seeing reports of frosty locations. Salem right now just above freezing at McNary Field, 35 degrees with a light northwest wind. Good visibility looking at downtown Portland, 34 out at PDX. And here are the other numbers, 33 in Kelso. There are some freezing spots mixed in here in the valley, just not showing up at these reporting sites. It's 29 now out in the Dalles. 19 is the cold spot out in Burns. Forecast numbers for the coast. This is a dry temperature inversion pattern. It's a type of pattern that almost always produces the warmest afternoon highs in the state along the coast. So my point is, Today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, really nice weather at the beach. Chilly start in the 30s this morning, but Pacific City gets up to 52. Newport should also get up to about 50 degrees today, warmer than we'll be here in the valley. So enjoy that. Here are the numbers at 3 o'clock this afternoon, showing Tillamook 52 and North Bend 55. Mid-40s up and down I-5, 40 over in Bend, and only mid-30s this afternoon out in Baker City. 7-day forecast, dry through Wednesday. Rain looks to be returning on New Year's Day. Could be some rain in the area Thursday morning. Increasing rain during the day, a rainy Friday, and then showers this upcoming weekend. And that's your update.